Hello and welcome back to CanPetEat.com, where we help you determine which foods your pet can and cannot eat. In this video, we are going to answer the question, can dogs eat salt and vinegar chips? In this video, we will explain exactly what salt and vinegar chips are, why dogs can or cannot eat them, and more. We'll also share with you a few foods that are similar that they should absolutely stay away from. So, be sure to watch this entire video to learn if your dog can eat salt and vinegar chips. Be sure to like, subscribe, and pour the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. Also, click the first link in the description for a free guide to train your dog. Question of the day: what has your dog gotten into that scared the daylights out of you? Comment below and your comment may be pinned and featured in a future video. Salt and vinegar chips are our to-go snacks in schools, at home, and even in the office. We all know what it tastes like, not too sweet and a bit salty, creating an urge to eat more than we should. Our mouth gets watery, an insatiable feeling of getting another crunch, another bite. From our previous posts, we answered that dogs could eat sour cream and onion chips. Now, we welcome another variety of potato chips for our judgment. Can dogs eat salt and vinegar chips? Is this food safe for your dog's diet? Let's take a little while and think. So please sit back and relax as we serve the appropriate information about salt and vinegar chips. How can this be perfect for your dog's diet, and how can you serve it safely? What are salt and vinegar chips? There are various potato chips we can see today, one of which is salt and vinegar chips. This type of chip is finely made from dried out potatoes. Here, the vinegar taste comes from the fermentation of distilled acetic acid gained from mixing water and ethanoic acid in the malt or apple cider. Potato chips are inspired by the British Isles, which is the birthplace of this cuisine. In addition, its history dates back to 1839, when a man named George Crumb invented it by accident while he was trying to make fried potatoes for his customer from America who did not want any excess oil left on their orders. No flavors were yet invented, not until the 1950s when Joe Spud Murphy, Tato's owner, innovated seasoning and flavors, such as cheese and onion, and salt and vinegar during the manufacturing process. Today, many brands offer different types of chip flavors, shapes, forms, which makes the product more appealing for consumers. Some famous snacks include Frito-Lay's Ruffles, Kettle Chips, Sea Salt and Vinegar, Lay's Sour Cream and Onion. Food family of salt and vinegar chips. The food family of potato chips is where the salt and vinegar chips are under. Potato chips are part of the vegetables and tubers that provide a good source of carbohydrates for energy or body fuel, especially in moderate servings since it is considered junk food. In this case, potato chips are processed and manufactured from dried out potatoes. They are commonly made from deep frying in canola oil, sunflower oil, or corn oil, making them a source of fat-rich monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Potato chips contain zero cholesterol but high sodium content, about 180 milligrams. However, moderate consumption does not cause any health risk. In addition, the presence of phytonutrients and antioxidants like carotenoids, like lutein and zeaxanthin, chlorogenic acid, vitamin C, and vitamin B complex are also found in potato chips, which boosts immunity and supports healthy eyesight. Nevertheless, salt and vinegar chips are suitable for human consumption. Can this food be good for our canine friends as well? Can dogs eat salt and vinegar chips? The answer is yes. Dogs can eat salt and vinegar chips provided that the consumption is in moderation and given in the right amount. Salt and vinegar chips can be a nutritious treat for our dogs since they contain carbohydrates, protein, and fat, all essential to their daily nutrient requirements. However, it is still best to consult with veterinarians regarding the proper dosage of such treats before giving anything to our pets. Dogs like humans benefit from potato chips in moderation. The presence of vitamin B and C can aid our canine friends in fighting stress and anxiety levels. Yet, there is a downside in salt and vinegar chips since these contain high sodium content, leading to serious health issues like cardiovascular diseases or hypertension. To be on the safer side, we designed the best ways on how to feed your dogs with salt and vinegar chips. Best ways to feed your dogs with salt and vinegar chips. Pair with fruits and vegetables. A perfect treat for dogs is to pair salt and vinegar chips with fruits like apples, carrots, or green beans. This helps reduce the sodium level of such food while also keeping their teeth clean by removing tartar and plaque buildup off their molars. However, we still need to wash it properly before allowing them to ingest, as they can be very sour. It can be mixed with other healthy treats. You can also mix salt and vinegar chips with their regular food to make them eat it by adding some cheese or meat flavors that will surely attract them more. However, you need to note the recommended dosage for such snacks since they are still high in sodium level, which may cause health issues. It can be used as a food topper. You can also use this kind of chips as an icebreaker for picky eaters or dogs that don't like their food by sprinkling some on top of them before serving it in the bowl. However, make sure not to give too much since it may lead to health problems. Reasons why dogs can eat salt and vinegar chips. Salt and vinegar chips have benefits that your dog acquires after minimal feeding. So, we did a little research. Here's what we found out. Potatoes contain vitamin C. Vitamin C is an antioxidant that helps your dog's body develop resistance against stress levels that may cause severe health conditions like heart disease or cancer. It also aids skin disorders such as acne or dryness. In addition, potatoes contain vitamin C, which is a natural detoxifier and helps in digestion. Potatoes have high fiber content. High-fiber diets help speed up the metabolism of your dog's body, aids bowel movement for dogs with constipation issues or diarrhea. It also contributes towards weight loss programs for overweight canines by suppressing appetite while aiding in nutrient absorption. Potatoes have high potassium content. High potassium diets are suitable for dogs with kidney problems to manage fluid retention or increasing blood pressure. It helps balance electrolytes within the body while lowering heart diseases due to uncontrolled hypertension levels. It also aids muscle weakness and cramps, prevents bladder stones commonly found in senior dogs, and boosts the nervous system. Possible concerns when eating salt and vinegar chips. Too much intake of salt and vinegar chips can lead your dog to possible health concerns that may cost your dog's life. As a dog owner, you have to watch out for the following occurrence. Kidney problems. Although salt and vinegar chips contain high amounts of potassium beneficial for dogs with weakened kidneys, too much intake can lead to potentially fatal health risks. Kidney issues may appear as vomiting, diarrhea, or urination problems. It also leads to dehydration that causes organ failure if not treated immediately by veterinarian care. High blood pressure and heart diseases. Salt and vinegar chips pose a potential threat to your dog's health due to their sodium content. While potassium helps control blood pressure, too much intake can cause cardiovascular diseases such as heart failure or stroke. It also leads to death if not treated immediately by taking the necessary medications prescribed by your veterinarian. Liver damage. Salt and vinegar chips are high in purine content, which may lead to uric acid or kidney stones. This can also cause liver failure if not treated immediately by your veterinarian's care, resulting in organ damage leading to coma, dehydration, or death. Signs your dog is sick from eating salt and vinegar chips. Earlier, we discussed possible health concerns. Now, let's take a closer look and investigate some signs of sickness that may occur to your dog. Fever. Fever is one common sign of illness that may happen to your dog. Fever occurs when the body's core temperature increases due to a viral or bacterial infection, leading to more severe health conditions if not treated immediately, such as pneumonia, organ failure, dehydration, or death. Vomiting. When your dog vomits, it is a symptom that the body's digestive system may not be functioning well, or there are some food particles left in its stomach that cause vomiting to get rid of them through the mouth. If not treated immediately, it can also lead to dehydration by drinking water with electrolytes for dogs to replace lost fluids. Urination issues. When your dog stops urinating or having difficulty doing so, it is an early sign of severe health conditions such as kidney problems, bladder stones, and other urinary tract infections if not treated immediately. Dehydration. If you notice that your dog's eyes are sunken, its gums are dry, and it does not have any tears in the eyes, which leads to lack of water or dehydration due to vomiting or diarrhea. You have to take immediate action by giving some electrolytes to dogs while consulting with your veterinarian about further treatment options. What to do if your dog is sick from eating salt and vinegar chips? When your dog gets sick from eating salt and vinegar chips, you must act quickly by consulting your veterinarian. Your veterinarian will perform some tests such as blood work, urinalysis and check the sodium levels for your dog's electrolytes. They also provide medications such as antibiotics to fight infections caused by microorganisms, including viruses. You must take note of the following actions. Make sure to keep a first aid kit inside your dog's bag or car in case something unexpected happens while on the go, including salt and vinegar chips if not stored properly. Keep some extra water in the water bowl, but do not feed your dog with it. Take note of any medications that are prescribed to you by your veterinarian when your dog is sick. Keep a record or logbook about its development for future reference if necessary. Keep an eye on your pet's breathing rate and take note of how fast they inhale and exhale. If it is difficult to determine, count the number of breaths for a minute by putting your hand on its side or chest area while counting up from 1 until you reach 60 without taking a break. Take note of how frequently they urinate as well as any color changes in their urine if possible. This will help your veterinarian determine the best course of treatment for your dog. Avoid similar foods from this family. Corn chips. Corn chips are processed from corn, a vegetable that will not harm your dog as much as the others. It may cause some stomach issues, but it should be less severe if given small amounts to dogs with sensitive stomachs or those older than 6 years old. Potato chips. Most dogs can eat potato chips that are thin and crunchy. However, the high starch content of potatoes may cause stomach upset in some dogs with sensitive stomachs or those who have pancreatitis. Hash browns. Hash browns also contain high starch content, which is difficult for dogs to digest, so it may cause stomach upset and vomiting along with diarrhea. Puffed or popped chips. These chips are called puffed varieties because they use a unique process called puffing. They mix different cereals such as corn, rice, wheat, or oats. The result is a complex, crunchy texture that may be too harsh for dogs to digest compared adequately with other types of chips. How to make salt and vinegar chips safe to eat. As we already agreed, dogs can eat salt and vinegar chips. But our challenge here is to ensure the safety and convenience of our canine friends. Thus, we dedicate this portion to how to make salt and vinegar chips safe to eat. Moderate feeding is the key. The key to a healthy feeding of this food is through moderate feeding. When you know that your dog is not the type who eats everything in sight, then you can give your dog a few pieces of salt and vinegar chips. It is important to note that moderation should always be applied no matter what kind of food you give your pet. Consult this food to your vet. As we have mentioned earlier, your veterinarian is the best person to ask about this food. They know what kind of advice may be appropriate for their condition and eating habits. Remember that dogs have different dietary responses, so it's safe that you can understand more about your dog's health. Look for low-sodium salt and vinegar chips. We recommend that you look for low-sodium salt and vinegar chips if possible, or those which do not contain any added flavorings. This is to avoid sodium poisoning, which will cause an abnormal heart rhythm that may lead to death. Store appropriately in your pet's bag or car. It is essential to store the salt and vinegar chips properly to avoid ruining other items inside their bags. If possible, look for a container where you can place these food snacks if needed. Doing this will help maintain their quality and freshness. Hopefully, we've helped you decide if the food was safe to eat. If we did, be sure to check out a free guide to turn your good doggy into a great doggo. Also, comment below if you'd like us to help you determine if your pet can eat other types of foods. Disclaimer: Can Pet Eat does not intend to provide veterinary advice. We go to great lengths to help users better understand their dogs. However, the information provided is not a substitute for veterinary guidance. Please be advised we are not veterinarians. Always consult your veterinarian.